You know I'm tired of doing others' work. Yeah, I smoke Dijon. I smoke clove. That's the only thing I put in my body. And CBD. And when weed becomes available and legal, it's gonna be a weed party over here. If I can buy an ounce, 3 ounces, it's gonna be in a bowl. Bring your own drink. I don't drink, but it is 100 proof granddad here. Since some people like to drink, can't touch my Malibu. My son uses that to marinate our fish and our chicken in. Can't touch that. But let me let y'all know. So y'all gonna go on a boat to the Chicago meet and greet. Let me tell you what them boat rides are like. You go down to Navy Pier. You get on the boat. The boat go out into the ocean. And then it sits there. Now, how many of you motherfuckers really like each other? Really like each other? That you gonna sit on a boat for about 4 hours. And it's not that much space. Yes, there's an upper and lower. But baby, if you get on there with somebody you don't like, your ass better have a life jacket so you can swim back to the shore, a lifeboat so you can swim back to the shore, and that's kind of a long way. Or you say you just want to get the fuck off. You are stuck. You stuck. Y'all don't know each other. All somebody got to do is say one thing, and it's going to pop off on that boat. I'll never get on one of them boats in Navy Pier and be around some motherfuckers I don't like. So I hope y'all just love one another. And when you all get to see each other in person, and you really get to see the real person, because you know your host has to be the hostess. But it's already fanatics that is gonna get jealous. Woo, baby, that boat ride, that motherfucking boat ride, and of course, all white. Motherfuckers gonna be coming back with vomit all on them, cause your ass is gonna get seasick. That big motherfucking yacht, that motherfucker floats back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Wiley, you said the right thing, but baby, you was using the Most High in the wrong way. And you know better. You know better. I told you to bring your butt back to Chicago. There is a church on the corner from my home that you can go into because you can preach. Now, you know the word. You know the word. But you was throwing the word in there and you was taking some jabs. You was taking some jabs in that word, man. It was funny to me. And would y'all please stop calling the Most High Son Jesus? Could you please take some time out and look and see when the letter J came into existence? That's why Latina people name their sons Jesus. That's how it's pronounced. Jesus. Zeus was a Greek god. Jesus. Name is Yahweh, the way. But let me digress back to this boat ride. Y'all better meet and y'all better like one another, because that motherfucking boat sits out there for a good 4 hours. And all somebody got to do is get drunk, high, and it's going to be on. So buy yourself a life jacket. Buy yourself a little boat that you can, inflate. They have the little small things that you can wrap it up in your backpack so you can paddle your way back to the shore when you and one of them Negroes get together and start all that beef like you do on YouTube. Been looking at some of these videos. No advertisement whatsoever. Absolutely none. They're going through all the content and deciding, should this be on? See, you all are paying them 33 1/3. And then Google is also making money off of advertisement. And now they are really, really pushing streaming. If any of you all were in technology, you would have known over 5 years ago, they did an interview on CNN and they asked, what is the future going to look like? Will there be DVDs? Will there be CDs to play games? And they said, no, we're moving to streaming. And the interviewer asked, but what if I don't want it? And he was told, it doesn't matter what you want. The industry is moving to streaming. Why would I continue to pay Comcast over $250 a month when I can go to YouTube and pay $56.57 for what I'm paying Comcast for? I'd be a black fool, a Puerto Rican black fool. So don't get mad because a company wants to make more money. That's what the United States is about. Money. Don't get mad. Do like Kaya did. Set up your own website. And then charge people to come over there. And if you think you're going to get away with Patreon, you're not going to do that either, because that's owned by YouTube. Did you all do your homework on YouTube, the corporation, when it was purchased, who purchased it, and what their forecast for YouTube was? Every company, every major corporation does that. Every major corporation. I saw high definition 5 years before it came into effect. 5 years. I saw the small satellite dish 5 years before it was put out to the public. So what in your minds thought that this company was going to just continue to let all this shit fly and not try to compete? Now you can get all of your summer equipment right now, probably 50% off. All of you all that wear hair weaves, it's humid as hell here. It can be 80 degrees outside and the humidity is 100. And that means your hair is going to freeze. You're going to be walking around with the frizzies. So I think you ought to go natural. I have a head wrap on your head. But save yourselves. Maybe that's one little thing you might not want to, indulge in. That's something you might not want to indulge in. Now I'm trying to figure out why it costs $200. Because Chicago is open to everyone. anyone and everyone. And why can't you just pay your own fare, meet up there, research all of the hotels here, decide where you want to stay? I mean, y'all acting like y'all some babies. That you need somebody to tell you where to go and where to stay. Don't you do no Motel 6. Don't you stay out there by O'Hare Airport. And definitely don't stay out by Midway. Do not do that. That is Mexican territory. Heavy Mexican territory. And unfortunately, Mexicans, some gang members, do not like black people, nor do they like Puerto Ricans. That is their territory. So do not stay out by Midway. If you're going to stay at the Rosemont, remember, Kanika Jenkins was found dead in the freezer out there. And they got connections with the gangs. So do your research. Be independent. If you got family here, please ask. In July last year, one day, 10 people got shot, 3 people were dead. One day. And it started in the morning. So Google, please do, Google the violence in Chicago. We have a new mayor. The superintendent of police is leaving. This city is going to be on fire. On fire. And as light as I am, I don't go out in that shit. It's humid. They out there drinking. They out there getting high. And shit start popping off. But maybe in you all's itinerary, your leader laid out the statistics. You may not have any problems here. Those that look like they fit in will fit in. But anybody here, you can always tell when a person is from Chicago by the way they walk, the way they talk, and by the way they maneuver themselves on the street. Now, if you want some protection, I am a legal conceal and carrier. I have 2 pit bulls. I have a convertible that I can drive with the top down at night and not be bothered. And I also have a truck that can fit about 1, 2, 3, 4 people. So if you want some security, I'm not going to charge you that much. I'll make sure you get where you're going safely. And I'll make sure that when you go to whatever hotel you pick out, that it's in a safe neighborhood. I'll tell you how to carry yourself. Don't be walking around with cameras and your iPhones and iPads and all that shit out, because they will snatch it from you. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not. I'm a night owl. I'm out at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. This is a segregated city. Now what they doing, if you know anybody from Chicago and they say that they moving, they on Section 8. Section 8 is now sending all people on the voucher system out to DeKalb, Illinois. That's an hour and a half away from Chicago. DeKalb, Kankakee, they send them out to the killing fields with sheriffs that have never dealt with black people, that don't understand our culture, that don't understand that we get drunk and get to arguing and screaming and hollering. They'll shoot you dead. That's the new thing now. You know how I know? Because the caretaker here, for some odd reason, it was called Lake Meadows. And it was nothing but professionals and doctors in there. But when those projects closed, they made it into Lawless Gardens. Now they're putting everybody out of Lawless Gardens. And they're sending them out to DeKalb, where it's nothing but motherfucking grass and bushes. And no transportation to get back into the city unless you have a car. So keep up on the news here. Channel 9 News, normally in Chicago, is broadcast almost everywhere. Because you know those other people, they like to watch the Cubs. Keep up on the news here. Keep up on the murder rate here. Keep up on where it's happening. I'm telling you now, if you thought the South was segregated, you are up for a big, big surprise. A very big surprise when you get here. So until that day comes, I'll keep you up on the stats on how many got shot. Poor little baby was in her room last night. Had she been sitting in a chair and she had little Disney sheets on her bed, had she been sitting in the chair, that bullet would have hit her in the head. It was better almighty that bullet did not touch that girl, and the mother refused to show her face, but she had the bullet case in her hand. And of course, they don't have any suspects. You also got to remember, it was so many bodies here at the morgue. They were stacked on top of one another. That's how many killings happened, that the federal government had to come here and order, at the time, the Attorney General, Tony Perwinkle, to clear all those bodies out. People didn't even know that their loved ones were stacked on top of each other. The federal government had to come here. They've been here because of disparity between blacks and whites. They just took a boy and picked him up. And baby, they tossed him like a doll onto the ground, and he hit his head. The poor boy had one eye, and the police officers claim he was drunk and he spit on them. That boy's head hit the curb. They could have killed him. But see, they're holding the police department and the mayor. And the mayor did the right thing and took them off job. They're not getting paid until it's been investigated. I'm not doing this to ruin anybody's meet and greet. Trust I'm not. I'm doing this so you all know where you're coming to. You understand the environment that you're coming into. So I'll be back maybe to give you the little updates. Don't be afraid. If you get pulled over, roll your windows down, stick both of your arms out, and when they ask for any type of identification, you ask the police officer, is it okay if I reach in my bag? They become so paranoid that when you start reaching and fumbling, they start blasting. So peace and love to you all. Be safe. I've heard many stories about Compton and the death rate there. But you kind of know what you're walking into because they wear colors. They don't wear colors here. So you don't know what you're walking into. Pay attention to mailboxes. Pay attention to the graffiti on the walls. That tells you whose territory you're in. But that boat, think twice. Not many black people can swim. And you get on there, like I said, you all don't know one another, but from YouTube, never met one another face to face. And it might be somebody on there that you really don't like, and you're stuck.